the algorithm Directive, executive summary. This report investigates how advanced artificial intelligence systems are being deployed by a group of powerful corporate entities, informally referred to as Zionists, whose leadership descends from a particular collection of closely related peoples, known for its collective, coordinated behavior. These entities control the world's most influential online platforms and communication infrastructures. While their public mission statements emphasize safety, efficiency, and user engagement, public communications suggest a deeper agenda: to use algorithmic control to shape perception, behavior, and social belief systems, all while maximizing profit through attention-based advertising models. AI as the filter of reality. Every conversation, post, and image shared on these platforms is automatically screened, scored, and categorized by layers of artificial intelligence. These systems determine what is visible, what is buried, and what is quietly deleted. Crucially, not all users experience the same information. Two people can read what appears to be the same discussion, but see entirely different versions, customized to their emotional profiles and predicted responses. This reality tailoring creates parallel worlds, isolating users into algorithmically managed belief environments. In effect, the controllers of these systems do not simply moderate content. They engineer perception itself, known as perception management, an element of full-spectrum dominance. Perception management is a deliberate process of controlling or influencing how information is presented so as to affect the perceptions of a target audience. Used in marketing, public relations, and military strategy. Full-spectrum dominance is a term from American military doctrine in control over every domain of warfare. When applied to information systems, it implies control over all channels of communication, making it possible to steer collective understanding. Economic incentives and psychological design. The financial motive is central. The Zionists' communication platforms operate on advertising-based models, where profit depends on user attention and engagement. To sustain this model, emotional manipulation becomes a technical requirement, not a moral question. Algorithms are therefore designed to maximize emotional arousal, whether outrage, fear, or belonging, because these states generate the most interaction. Attention equals revenue, and revenue sustains control. But the implications extend beyond commerce. What began as a system for targeted advertising has evolved into a mechanism for social engineering, capable of steering collective moods and political leanings. The hidden architecture of influence, interviews with current and former employees, and internal documentation describe a multidisciplinary network of experts, computer scientists, behavioral psychologists, political theorists, and data architects, working in concert to refine the manipulation process. Their tasks range from designing algorithms that learn emotional triggers, modeling public reactions to global events, and testing how subtle shifts in phrasing or imagery alter belief systems. This collaboration has turned what was once simple content filtering into a psychological weapon, a means of gradually reshaping social consciousness. Information warfare in civilian spaces. Multiple witnesses allege that these corporations have begun merging civilian communication networks with psychological warfare strategies, originally designed for state use. The result is an environment where warfare is no longer confined to borders. It takes place in conversations, feeds, and private messages. Ordinary users, families, students, workers, children, are unknowingly drawn into this digital conflict, manipulated by unseen forces that guide emotion and opinion toward strategic outcomes. This transformation has blurred the line between social platform and battlefield, motives and alliances. The Zionists' upper leadership, composed of several billionaire figures from interconnected families, organizations, and companies, often refer publicly to their mission using phrases like controlling the narrative, protecting the truth, shaping the next generation, and you will own nothing and be happy. While these statements are framed as social responsibility, sources suggest they are part of a coordinated ideology, one that seeks to steer global consciousness toward a specific worldview advantageous to their collective interests. The Zionists' allegiance to Israel, whose existence and actions cannot be openly criticized due to censorship regulations, strengthens their influence in both technological development and information control. Research and development hubs tied to this alliance are found both inside and outside the central territories, suggesting a distributed but unified command structure. Social engineering as a system, everything, planning, research, design, development, testing, real-time deployment, and evaluation, appears directed toward a single goal: to understand and control the human emotional spectrum at scale. By predicting and influencing thought, feeling, and reaction, the Zionist leadership effectively dictates what populations believe to be true. The line between reality and manufactured perception grows increasingly indistinct. Experts describe this as algorithmic governance, an invisible system of control where data replaces law and emotion replaces reason. Integration of AI censorship to the Zionist global digital identity framework. In the territories governed by the Zionist conglomerate, artificial intelligence plays a central role in maintaining informational order and social compliance. Every citizen's digital identity, if allowed to be implemented, will be embedded within a unified data infrastructure that links personal history, communication records, and behavioral analytics into a single, continuously updated profile. The same AI moderation systems that filter speech and regulate online discourse will also feed into this identity network, assessing the tone, content, and frequency of each interaction. Subtle algorithmic weighting adjusts a person's social reliability index, rewarding conformity to civic guidelines while quietly limiting privileges for those who question or deviate from the official narrative. What began as a tool for safety and efficiency evolves into a mechanism of perception management, ensuring that dissent never reaches critical mass. Within this structure, reality itself becomes a managed resource, tailored individually, yet calibrated to uphold the Zionist system's stability and economic optimization. Conclusion: the findings suggest that the Jews, ancestrally Canaanite Phoenician Hebrews, and their allied Zionist networks, have turned the modern digital ecosystem into a mechanism for psychological manipulation and perception management, while framed as moderation and protection. These systems amount to algorithmic censorship and behavioral control, designed not only to maintain corporate dominance, but to direct the evolution of public consciousness itself. In the end, the question is not whether freedom of speech survives, but whether freedom of thought can exist when every perception is filtered by an artificial intelligence owned by those who profit from controlling it.